Hello, everybody, and welcome to Help Me Pivot, turning fear into confidence that creates cash. And I am really excited about today's speaker. She's coming to us from Belfast, Northern Ireland. She is an international speaker. She just got an award for being the Inspirational Woman of the Year. She is an author, she is a coach. She is a motivational speaker, and the list goes on. She is a mom. She is a powerhouse. And I can't wait to hear what she has in store for us and how to deal with these uncertain times. Welcome, Eva. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Gabrielle, for having me. What an introduction. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit, Ava, how should we deal with these times? And I'm sure you have so much going on and you help people with so many things. And I know that right now you actually have a mastermind and you're teaching people how to write books. Now, a lot of us are sitting at home right now and we have stories in us. So, and I might have the limiting belief, I don't, me writing a book, why would I do that, right? So tell me, is there a book inside of me and how can I get started?
Wow, I think that's such a great question in a time like this that so many of us are finding ourselves in uncertain times, right? The world has changed forever, and a number of us who used to be CEOs and directors, and we have those jobs that the titles were what defined us. We are finding ourselves stuck. Some of us are unemployed. And in these moments, we're really questioning and trying to find our purpose. And we're wanting to pivot, but we don't know how. And I'm really teaching people to understand that one of the best things that you can do is start to do simple things like journaling how you're feeling. Like, how are you feeling about this moment? How are you feeling about the transition? How are you feeling about being stuck and uncertain about what to do? And so what better way to use that than to start writing a book? Because guess what, Gabrielle? I guarantee you there are 10 million people just like you who are sitting there thinking, what do I do with myself? How do I figure my way out? And so that book could become a resource. So to answer your question, yes, there's a book in everybody. Everybody's got something to tell. Notice I didn't say a story because not all of us have a story, but not all of us want to write stories. You might be really good at, in your old job, you might be good at how to beat the stock market, 7 steps on how to beat traffic. All of those things right now that you have in your hands, I call it, are really great pieces of resource that you can write a book with, you can make a course with, you can put on things like Udemy and Teachables, and oh my God, you can recycle that and create amazing new jobs, content, and a new pathway for yourself. So I'm excited about this conversation because that's what I help my clients do.
So I have this series right now, Help Me Pivot. And I have so many amazing experts, right, with all these tips. So I'm thinking, oh, this might be an opportunity for a book. There might be a book in there. So I have never written a book before. So give me some tips on how I should get started. I mean, not knowing anything.
Right. So all of the people you have in this series need to understand that there's a book in all of us. I've got several books, but my main book, which I love to talk about, is called The Man's Secret. It is an amazing book. It's actually optioned to become a feature film. And I also have my own, can you see that? The brand, the business. So I brought these pieces of props to show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is book to business. I wrote a book, created a business around it. We have our own skincare, our own facial, our own hair products. And so the 4 steps I'd say that you need to use to start to write a book is to remember that there's no right way to write something. In that, I mean, you cannot tell me that the way I write Mango Girl is wrong because that's my own unique voice. So number 1 is be unafraid to write what is inside of you. Number 2, don't stop to overthink the grammar, the English. So writing a book is like a skeleton. Your job is to create the framework of the house, the 4 corners, the walls, the roof. Then an interior decorator, which is the editor, comes in and fluffs the pillows, put up the right lighting and all of that. So do not overthink the writing. If English is not your great point, that's okay. Number 3 is to literally just keep writing. First of all, let me retract. Find out what you want to write about. Who's your audience? So do you want to write for single moms who are stuck in this time and can't afford to feed their kids? Do you want to write for those CEOs who are finding themselves in this uncertain space? Who's your target? Once you identify your who, then what are you going to really wants to read about COVID in this generation because we've all experienced it. But we want to read about how to switch our mindset. We want to read about how to pivot. We want to read about how do I turn what's in my hands into profitability. Tonight I'm doing a series around recycling your pain into profit. People want to learn about those things. So find out your what and then your who. Who are you writing for and what you're writing about? And then you find a medium to write. Now, today is not the day when you have to sit down and take a book and handwrite anything anymore. You can open your phone and just speak into it and it writes for you. So gone are the excuses that I can't write because it takes long. You can speak to this. So let me just retract the 4 points. Number 1, really realize that everything that you think about and have inside of you can be written down. Number 2, find out what you want to write about and then who you want to write it for, and then find the medium, which is literally writing it, speaking it, dictating it, whatever you do. And the last bonus point is just start writing. Ignore the gremlins in your head about your grammar, your English, your punctuation, and just do it like Nike says, just do it. Those are my points. I hope that
I love that. I absolutely love it. And what I also heard you say is like, don't worry about the writing, don't worry about the grammar. Somebody can always edit it. And what I also love, I can actually just speak my book and somebody else can type it up for me, right? And help me with grammar. So that's a really nice resource. And so tell what really got my attention, you know how to market. There are a lot of women right now, lots of people that are worried about money, right? There's a lot of unemployment right now. So how would I market that? I have a friend, she just published a book it's called You'll Never, How to Advocate for Yourself. And it's an awesome book, but she now needs to market it. So how do I make cash now with my book?
I love that. So when I teach my clients, and I work with a lot of clients, I've got lawyers, doctors, psychologists, and all those people who are my book clients. And I say to them that the marketing, crazy. I mean, the third work into my 6 months masterclass, so people can still join us. And last night I brought in a PR consultant, week number 3. And you might think, well, why do you need to talk about PR so early? They've not even finished writing the book. Because the marketing starts from the moment you think that you want to write. And a lot of authors get it wrong, that they think that, oh my God, I'm going to market just before I'm about to publish. Hell no, that's not what we do. We start marketing today. The moment we start having those discourse about wanting to write, you start marketing straight away. And so how do you market when you've already written? You have a lot of catching up to do, obviously, but that's okay. You literally need to find a resource, somebody who understands marketing of books. And here's the crazy part. Yes, marketing is marketing. The 4 P's of marketing, I call it the 9 P's because some of them are not listed. But then when you look at that, you need to find somebody who's really specifically along that target audience. Today I was talking to somebody who's a client of mine, and he's actually a popular DJ, singer, hip hop guy. And I was talking to his management and him, and they're like, we need to find a PR person because I do some work for them behind the scenes. And they're like, can we use your publicist? And I'm like, no, you cannot use my publicist because my publicist focus on empowerment and those kind of things. You need to find somebody down that streamline. And so when you're going to bookmark it, find somebody who has done it, who understands how it's done. That's the first thing. Number 2 is find out where your audience hang out. So when I'm writing books with my clients, I say to them, when you open my book, it tells you this book is for you and it gives you who my book is aimed at. So who's your target? It always comes back to your audience. Where are the persons who your genre of book about advocating is for? Where are they hanging out? Because you need to be fishing where they're hanging out. The other thing is to buy a tribe. What do I mean by buying a tribe? If I have a large email list, then you need to come and buy my audience if my audience is congruent to what your messaging is. So that's number two. Number three, there's a lot of free marketing online. So Facebook, Instagram, all of those things, hashtags are a great way if money is a problem. Number four, collaboration. Find key persons who have got tribes that you can give something. It needs to be a win-win-win. And if money is an issue, it may not be that you give them money, but you might give them something in return down the paying it forward later. So those are some of the easy ways. Now, the last thing I want to say is that journalists are always looking for something to write about, especially with COVID. I mean, I've had so much press in the last couple of days. I was offered a 2-page spread today to talk about my brand, The Mango Girl. And it's all because I went onto Facebook and I literally wrote, is there any journalists inside here? Literally, I'm just bold and fierce and wild feminist and don't care. Do we have any journalists inside here? And I had 13 journalists hit me up. And at 1 a.m. this morning, we were arranging a big 2-page spread, free press. Because the press is looking for stuff to write about. So find the right spaces. Twitter is a great place. Hashtag journal request every day. Journalists are there looking for stuff. That's in the UK. In America, it's Harpo, help a reporter out. So there are several ways that you can get that. And when I work with my clients and I teach them these strategies, those are some of the things that I chisel down further for them and so much more. I just hope that was useful. It was
So
a lot.
which platform would you recommend? I mean, you just mentioned buying an email list for somebody that already wrote a book. Buying an email list,
Yes.
or all of those, Facebook, Insta, Twitter, finding journalists that want to write about your book. So it's a combination of it all.
It depends on how. So I'm, you know me. I've got lots of energy. I've got a team. It depends on. It depends on who your team is, right? If it's just you and you're juggling and it's hard, then I'd say to you, find 2 of them and stick with them. The easiest way I would say is Twitter and probably like Facebook. Now, tip, when you go onto Twitter, don't just start begging the journalists. Comment on their stuff, follow them, because actually journalists apparently get rated for how many people follow them and retweet and whatever. So I would build relationships. It's not just slapdash, thank you, madam. It's relationship. We still are in the phase of relationship. But it's so much easier to build those relationships and connect and get something out of it. And then don't be afraid to take things off their mainstream and go into their inbox. If you are polite enough and the approach is right, and let me tell you something, if you have the right hook, trust me. I was saying last night online, I said, single mother turn divorce therapy into profitable business. Woo. The journalists were like, hello, we want to talk to you. So it's your hook. It's like really being able to phrase it and sell it in one sentence, right? Because your hook is so important. I teach this to my clients all the time. The hook. Your book could be about how to save a pig. Vegan saved a pig, right? You're vegan, you saved a pig. You're gonna switch that and say something like, this piggy will not go to market. You know, that kind of thing. You know, it's that kind of thing, which is like, this piggy won't be for your dinner. This piggy won't become your bacon. You know, that kind of thing, because you're vegan. So it's really understanding how to switch it up and have that hook that the journalists are gonna want to read about. And once you've got that, trust me, you become a press magnet. Somebody called me a press magnet recently. I'm a press magnet. Like,
Yes, you are. But you have the energy. Your energy is so contagious.
I'm a single mom.
I want to write a book right now.
Come on, let's do it.
No, you're amazing. So these are some really, really good tips on how to get started. And what really caught my attention here is start marketing now. And don't wait until you are finished. It's almost like when I prep a webinar or, you know, teaching people something, right? I want to sell it before I even finish it to see if there is any interest. So it's smart to start early.
But
right?
here's the thing, Gabrielle, is that you are, so Amazon has got 80% of the world's books, right? And gone are the days when you wait to get a traditional deal, although I have one, but gone are the days when you wait for that. Now, the reality is that you're competing against thousands and millions of authors. So you need to have a head start, right?
Yes.
And the last thing I want to say to you, since I mentioned Amazon, is your 7 keywords that you have on Amazon to upload your book. You better make sure you got the right keywords, baby. Because if you do not have the right keywords, when you're putting that book up, you are not going to get any sales. And those are some things that authors do not understand. They don't understand the process. They throw their books on Amazon and it's not selling and they get frustrated. It's not selling because you don't have the right keywords.
Have the right keywords. So one more question, no, actually 2 more. Tell me about Mango Girl, your book.
Yeah. I can't go one without the other. You see the congruency, you see the branding, right? Branding is important, right? The Mango Girl, the book is, I actually built my business on this book. And I really am a product of what I preach. You can do book to business. And I really am big on that, book to business, which is every person who's actually watching this right now and don't have a book is leaving money on the table. And so I always say to my clients that it's so important that you have a book, because a book is something that's gonna, if you go and speak somewhere and the client the audience doesn't really know you and they're not so sure they're ready to buy from you, Gabrielle, then the book is what they may take and buy because it's a low risk investment. And so they take it home and it's a taste. Oh, I like her. Shall I get her to come and speak at my event? Because, oh, I like that. So the Mango Girl is what I built my business on. It is a story that chronicles my life of childhood poverty, sexual abuse, incest, homelessness, but a level of resiliency and tenacity and drive of how one person can recycle pain into purpose, profitability, and ultimately teaching others how to understand that what you've been through and where you have been does not have to define who you become. You can rise above it, become tall, strong, tall, stand tall, and really claim a life of purpose, worth, and a life that you were born to live, your birthright. And that is what this book is about. And through that book, I built a business, which is now my own cosmetic line. We're in Vogue this month. What about like from book to business to Vogue and Harper's Bazaar in October?
Wow.
Who could have thought?
Oh my goodness, that is just so powerful. What an amazing journey. I mean, sharing your story, right?
Yeah.
Tapping into the experiences, the pain points that you experience in your life, sharing that story, making a difference with that story. And I love this, bringing the book to business. Now that's
pivoting, right? That's a pivot, right?
I never heard that before. It makes sense. It makes sense. Book to business. I love this. What an amazing idea during these times. So we have everything. We have the creativity, we have pivoting, and we got the cash. All the pieces for this.
You're bankrolling your brilliance. Bankroll. Hashtag bankroll.
Hashtag money. I love it. I have one last question that I ask all of my speakers. Now, what message would the 100-year-old Ava have for her present self, for her younger self? What would you tell yourself?
I've never been asked that question, but I would tell myself that you are worthy and you can create any kind of abundance and joy and bliss. But when you create them, always pay it forward. Like, I'm such a big social person. Social economy is big for me. I believe that more of us need to be social. So don't just hoard and make for yourself. Pay it forward, create a ripple, pass on the ladder, invest in communities. And those things are really massive for me. But also understand that if you do all of this and you don't take time out to just replenish and focus on your health and your well-being, then it will not be worth anything. So live abundantly, live every day in the now. Like, I'm just living every day like it's the last, because that, and I think I've always done, but COVID has just come and showed us that, guess what? Today could be the last day. So live right, live good, be kind, and be grateful. Gratitude is such a beautiful, beautiful level of abundance and peace. And I think is the highest vibration. And that's what I would say to the 100-year-old Ava.
How can I stalk you? I want to follow you. Where can I find you?
I'm like a good bacteria on social media. So Dr. Ava Eagle Brown, anywhere it's www.themangogirl. But if you put in the Mango Girl, like anywhere, you're gonna find us. Look at us, like you can't miss us. It's the Mango Girl. Or I'm on Instagram at the Mango Girl 2. I'm on Twitter at the Mango Girl 2 and the Mango Girl. Just the Mango Girl. Like you just never go wrong. You look for Dr. Ava Eagle Brown or the Mango Girl, you never go wrong.
Wonderful. I mean, I can't wait to get that book and maybe the soap and tap into your energy again. I will definitely stalk you. And you really inspired me. I mean, I think there might be a Help Me Pivot book inside of me. Thank you so much, Dr. Ava Brown. I love you. You are just amazing. And I can't wait to meet you again and get something started.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.